Hello and Assalamualaikum to my lecturer and friends. I hope all of you stay safe and in good health. My group and I will present the topic professional development, and I will cover on the subtopic communication and inter or intrapersonal skills. Before I continue further, let me introduce myself. My name is Aida Nazifa binti Rahimi. In this subtopic of communication and inter or intrapersonal skill, I will discuss about the definition, the type, the important and the differences between inter and intrapersonal skill. I want to highlight that each explanation in this video is focused to the teacher profession. First, we go through to the definition of communication. As we all know, communication is the key to individual life. We need communication in relationship, in organization, in workplace, even in public area. Because only with the communication allow the individual to explain their need, their emotion and their idea. Communication is giving, receiving or exchanging idea and information through appropriate media that enabling individual or group to seek and give the information. Communication skill enable individual to understand others and to be understood themselves. Next, we go through to the definition of interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills. So, what the definition of interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills is the skill we use to interact and communicate with others effectively, while intrapersonal skills is more to individual itself, where the individual dealing with the self. It consists of self-talk, self-concept, and personal reflection. There are a lot of types of communication in professional development, but I only want to highlight 4 types of communication and intra or interpersonal skills which I think important that needed as a good teacher, which are first listening skill. Listening skill is one of communication or interpersonal skill should have in a teacher. A teacher also need to be a good listener. Somehow, good listener is a good comforter. Not all the time teacher have a right in talking. Teacher also need give a chance to student to speak or to share their idea. Second point of type of communication is non-verbal communication skill. Non-verbal communication is communication through body gesture, face expression, eye contact and so on. Non-verbal communication is really important, especially in workplace and when the individual dealing with other person. Non-verbal communication sometimes might lead to miscommunication. Therefore, the individual should take note to make sure that misunderstanding not happen. Sometimes we did not notice our expression. Sometimes we did not notice our expression make other uneasy or make other misunderstanding with us. They think we mad or we don't like them, but the fact is otherwise. Third point is stress management skill. Stress management skill really important because it can affect communication, clarity of opinion and appropriate behavior and action. When individual is under stress, they may misunderstand other people and sometimes send confusing non-verbal signal. However, in small quantities, sometimes stress can be very useful and encouraging for work. A good teacher needs to know how to manage the stress, especially when they are in the classroom. They need to put aside the problem and the stress once they are dealing with the students. The last point is emotion control. Emotion control help a teacher create a sense of belonging for all students, where the teacher being able to empathize with a student difficulty. A good teacher not only good in delivering the knowledge, however good in social interaction with students when students feel relaxed and happy with us or they feel free to share their problem with us. Next, we move to the importance of communication, inter and intrapersonal skills. First, enable teacher to exchange the information and idea with their students. Teacher and students have different level of understanding, as we all know that teacher have more or higher knowledge and experience than a student. Therefore, the teacher need to take a step forward by taking the effective way needed to use to help students to achieve their comprehension and understanding. Therefore, communication here is really important to ensure both party, student and teacher, to achieve the same understanding. Teacher need to use the word that easy to student to understand, and student themselves need to take initiative by asking back for the information that they not really understand. The second point is to keep the class lively. Here, interpersonal skills are really important for the teacher to make sure the class interesting, make sure the student is active and responsive rather than student passive and not responsive. The teacher need to make sure that the class has two-way communication, which means when the teacher asks a question, then there are students answer the question. A teacher must have the skills to make sure class interesting, and this happen only when the teacher have a good interpersonal skills. The third or the last point is listening skill is important to complete the communication. A teacher should be patient enough to listen what student or the parents say. If the teacher does not give anyone a chance to speak, then a possibility of misunderstanding arise and it lead to more issue and problems. The last part is the differences between inter and intra. Inter help a person collaborate and work with others, while intra help recognize individual strengths and weakness. There are two or more parties involved in the inter, and no external party are involved in the intra. Interpersonal involves the other party feedback, and intra is only individual feedback. In conclusion here, interpersonal is the individual dealing with other person, while intrapersonal skills is the individual dealing with themselves, where the individual talking to themselves or they have their own reflection.
My name is Putri Falani Radia binti Faizia Anwar. So, today I will present a topic about presentation skills. Okay, let me tell you some of the presentation skills that you need to know, which is like characteristic, advantages, and the types of presentation skills. Okay, let's learn this topic together. So, what do you know about presentation skills? Alright, let me tell you the meaning. Presentation skills are the skills that you need to give effective, deliver a clear message and exciting presentation to diverse audience. So, how you structure your presentation, how you design your slide, the tone of your voice, and how you use your body language are just some of the skills that you need to learn. So, do you know what is the importance of presentation skills? Alright, let me tell you, people who have a good communication skills are more likely to do well at school and in their jobs in the future. Here is why having a good presentation skills is important. First, English speaking skills will excel. Presentations are a fantastic way to contribute to your English language learning experience. They also enable you to practice all language areas such as vocabulary and grammar, and also skills which is speaking, reading, writing, and listening. But most of all, they build your confidence in public speaking. Practicing presentations in English will improve your performance and at the same time help us to master the language in order to communicate confidently. Second, technological advancement. In this era of technological advancement, everyone can enhance their presentation skills using high-tech equipment. So, it can improve their ability to present information in a professional manner. Third is to help develop professionalism in the learning environment. For an example, be productive. There are few types of presentation skills. First is progress presentation. A team stand-up presentation is an excellent example of this type of presentation. Team stand-up presentation usually include an agenda, talking points, deliverable updates, discussion topics, and time for question at the end. This presentation keeps everyone organized and focused, ensuring that everyone is still on the same page and working towards the same end goal. Second is an informative presentation. Informative presentation is an educational, concise, and straight to the point, while other presentation may entertain or inspire. The main goal of an informative presentation is to share information. Third, instructive presentation. A presentation that teaches something is similar to an informative presentation, but it goes beyond sharing facts. It also instructs the audience on a specific topic. People attend or view an instructive presentation with the intention to learn, and they leave with a better understanding of the topics of the presentation. For an example, workshop, training session, or webinars. Fourth, persuasive presentation. To convince your listeners to accept your proposal, a convincing persuasive presentation offers a solution to a controversy, dispute, or problem. To succeed with a persuasive presentation, you must present sufficient logic, evidence, and emotion to sway the audience to your viewpoint. Fifth, decisional making presentation. A presentation that shares a problem, solution options, and their outcome can help speed along the process. Decision making presentation might be found in meetings to solve the issues. There are a few advantages of presentation skills. First is to improve confidence and better communication. Presentation skills training can help individuals to become more aware of their body language, understand their audience, and deliver an engaging message which people can connect with. All of these skills can be carried through to other methods of communication and can be utilized in more than just delivering presentation. Be well organized is a second advantage of presentation skills. In order to prevent mistakes and technical errors, students must prepare well for a presentation with a proper outline and structure, as well as a good vocabulary and practicing pronunciation and intonation. Third is career success and growth opportunities. Good presentation skills help individuals to reach their full potential and open up a variety of career opportunities. People who shy away from giving presentations are much less likely to be put forward for promotion and opportunities to progress, whereas those who deliver great presentations stand out and get noticed. Fourth is leadership skills. Leaders can assess on how they look, sound, and also on how they make their audience feel. A strong presentation will help with that. Good leaders inspire confidence because they can get an audience to understand their vision. Leadership skills are tested when you have to persuade a difficult audience, skeptical customer, or break bad news. Next is characteristic of good presentation. First is simplicity. The speaker should deliver the speech in simple words and sentences. Simple words and sentences make the speech effective. Second is passion. Delivering the topic with passion can often translate into your audience forming their own interest in the subject. When you can speak passionately about a subject, it will at the very least help to hold the attention of those you are speaking to, and hopefully it needs a passion of their own. Third is sincerity. Thought, feeling, and imagination must stimulate a speech if it is to sound sincere. All the three elements should be present in a speech, and the speaker must always think, feel, and imagine before he speaks if he is to bring out the whole meaning. Fourth, organization. Your points need to be connect and lead from one into the other so the audience has a story to follow. This helps them to remember information more efficiently and actually attain what you are trying to say.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. Now, I will start with my part in which I will explain about research skills, particularly in action research. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Atira Shazwani binti Abdullah. In this part of the presentation, I will cover about the definition of action research and also action research in education. Second, I will explain about the purpose of action research, and lastly, the types of action research. So, first thing first, what is action research? So when we talk about research, the word research roughly defined as an action of doing an investigation or study. But according to trustful sources, action research can be defined as a process of systematic inquiry that seeks to improve social issues affecting the lives of everyday people. Basically, action research is a way in improving social situation by implementing changes through repeated cycles of planning, observing, and reflecting. Action research usually done not to find out the source of the problems, but rather to study how one can improve their skills and techniques. So, that is the general definition of action research. For action research in education, it is defined as the process of studying a school situation to understand and improve the quality of the educative process. For example, to find out how to give instructions that will be impactful to students. This research are done by no other than the teachers themselves to improve their own teaching and students' learning. Action research is often used in the educational field to explore topics of teaching, studying curriculum development, or observing students' behavior in the classroom. Now, we proceed with the purpose of action research. So, basically in this part, we will look at why we do action research. Action research is a tool that is used to help teachers and other educators uncover strategies to improve teaching practices. Thereby, intended teaching learning goals and outcomes can be achieved. Within education, the main goal of action research is to determine ways to enhance the lives of children. It is also aims to enhance the lives of those professionals who work within educational systems, especially for the teachers' professional growth and development. Action research requires teachers to investigate a particular issue in the school and come up with the solutions of the problems. It is easier for them to involve in the research as they are the person who directly involved in the teaching-learning processes. The teacher can actively participate in the situation, such as they can conduct the research while doing the teaching. It enables the teachers to be aware of any problems, needs, as well as desires during their teaching-learning processes. It further enables teachers to find ways of solving those problems and reflecting on the solutions. In short, action research gives the teacher an opportunity to teach and do research at the same time within the same environment. In conducting action research, teacher needs to gather data about how their particular schools operate, how they teach, and how students learn. It is important to note that these questions intended to gain understanding of the current classroom situation rather than to evaluate the implementation of a new approach. If we do not truly understand our classroom situation first, the new approaches that we implement are likely to be based on personal whimsy, rather than what is more likely to be beneficial in the situation. Now, we will look at the different types of action research. There are 4 types of action research, which are individual action research, collaborative action research, school-wide action research, and district-wide action research. First, individual action research. From the word individual itself, we know that it refers to the work of one person alone. Basically, individual action research can be defined as a research conducted by one teacher or staff member. This type of research is conducted to analyze a specific task. For example, a teacher would like to know whether implementing group activities in the classroom will help improve students' learning or not. So, the teacher alone performs research by implementing a group activity for a certain length of time. After the research is performed, the teacher will analyze the results and implements the changes. If the activities are not found to be beneficial, the teacher will discard them. Secondly, collaborative research. Collaborative research involves a group of teachers or researchers working together to explore a problem that may exist outside of a single classroom. With collaborative research, more than one person is involved in the implementation of the new program. Typically, a large group of students is tested, and the results are analyzed. Commonly, collaborative research involves both teachers and the principal of the school. This type of research offers the collaboration of many people working jointly on one subject. This collaborative approach often offers more benefits than an individual action research approach. Next is school-wide research. It focuses on the issues happening throughout an entire school or across the district. For this type of action research, a school may be concerned about a problem that affects the entire school. This type of research lack of parental involvement, in which the research aims to increase students' performance in a certain subject. The entire staff works together using school-wide action research to study the problem, implement changes, and correct the problem or improve performance. Lastly, district-wide research. District-wide research is used for an entire school district. This type of action research is typically more focused on the community than the other types. This type can also be used to identify organizational issues that are affecting the entire district. In the case of district-wide research, staff from each school in the district works together in correcting the problem or find ways to improve the situation. So, to conclude these four types of action research, individual action research is done by a single teacher in the classroom, while collaborative action research is done by a group of teachers towards larger group of students. For school-wide research, it is conducted by the entire staff of the school within the school area. But for the district-wide research, it's a research between the school in the district area, involving staff from each school.
Okay, next let's discuss on building a positive image. Building a positive image, what does it mean? Building a positive image means that we are creating a positive impression and good image that reflected our appearance, behavior, conduct, and communication in certain environment. So these impressions are shaped by our everyday action and common practice. Why does building a positive image important? So we need to build a positive image because it helps to develop and establish a positive reputation in a workplace. Building a positive professional image is essential to our successful career, no matter what our age or field. So it is very important for us to build a very positive image so that we can have a positive reputation in our workplace. Laura Morgan Roberts said that people are constantly observing your behavior and forming theories about your competence, character, and commitment. which are rapidly disseminated throughout your workplace. So, our professional image is the set of qualities and characteristics that represent perception of our competence and character that judged by other people. People will form their first impression to us. They will judge on our appearance, competence, personality, and core value. So it is very important for us to create a positive professional image. So what is element in a professional image? There are three elements of a professional image. The first element is appearance. Appearance refers to attire and clothing. What we wear and how do we look are very matters in creating a professional image. Because appearance is the first thing that people will judge us. The second element is behavior. Behavior refers to our attitude and of course our behavior, which how we think and act will give big impact to our professional image. Okay, the last element is conduct. This conduct refers to ethics, morals, and standard of behavior. So we need to maintain our ethical behavior and preserve our integrity and reputation in order to create a professional image. So the question is, how can we build a positive image? So here I will provide 6 tips that can help for us to building positive professional image. The first tip is dress to impress. Dress to impress means that we dress for success by dressing like you are confident, credible, trustworthy, and approachable. Pay attention to the dress code provided by our company or at workplace. Dress properly to make a good first impression. Second tips is be likable. Adopt a positive attitude, meaning that we need to exhibit positive and respectful attitude. If you want to be confident, you can, but not be cocky. Be polite but not be obsequious. Be friendly but not annoying. So try to being pleasant, using positive and open body language in a conversation. Smile, give a warm greeting, provide eye contact in a conversation. Be authentic, polite, and positive. The key is be your best self. The third tip is be flexible. Be flexible means that we need to be more flexible and adaptable to change. We need to be prepared to embrace new roles and responsibilities, being open to accepting new assignments and showing interest in learning new information and job skill. The fourth tips is don't overlook the unwritten rules. Don't overlook the unwritten rules here means that rules of conduct that will not be written in any performance manual or in our job description or in the code of conduct. So this includes things like coming to work early, leaving late, paying attention to company culture, and dressing appropriately. So don't overlook these unwritten rules when we are creating a positive professional image. Next is have a positive impact of others. We need to have a positive impact of others so that people will give good first impression to us. So in order to have a good impact, positive impact of others, we need to build a good relationship with others, be respect to others and treat everyone as an equal, and appreciate other work, and provide a honest critic when giving a comment. Lastly, keep personal life personal. Keep your opinion to yourself or within your tightest, closest friend. Do not use social media to voice your political or hot topic opinion. You may have an opinion, but bear in mind that the public does not need to know about your opinion. So this is the 6 tips that we can apply to building a positive professional image. Hanisa Lalwani say that life is not about finding yourself, it is about creating yourself. Yes, creating and building a positive professional image is not easy. A positive image reflects a sense of integrity, trust, and credibility. Try make an effort to have a positive outlook in life. Let our inner self-esteem and confidence to reflect through our personality. Learn and grow. As a summary or conclusion of our presentation today, so first, communication. So we need to communicating in a positive and professional way. The personal skill and intrapersonal skill, which interpersonal skill refer on our personality, which is social skill, and intrapersonal skill is more on our character, which is self-management skill. So both these soft skills are very important for our personal growth and achieve our goals. It is the same for presentation skill and action research skill. Also for building a positive image which reflected our appearance, behavior, conduct, and communication. So in professional development, these 6 elements is some of things that need to be considered for us to develop our profession. Okay, so that's all for our presentation, and we will proceed to the quiz in the next section. Thank you.